Let's dive into configuring schematic annotation. Schematic annotation is configured using the Annotate dialog. The dialog provides controls to systematically assign designators to all or selected parts in selected sheets of a project and ensures that designators are unique and ordered based on their position. Annotation options can be configured to package multi-part components, set index and suffix options, reset schematic designators including any duplicate designators, and back annotate from the PCB. The Annotate dialog is accessed by running the Annotate Schematics command, by going to Tools, then Annotation, then Annotate Schematics. The order of processing region is used to specify the method of positional annotation. As we select a method from the drop-down list, the associated graphical representation dynamically updates to illustrate how the components will be annotated. Using the pull-down menu, set the order of processing to across then down. The process location of is used to specify the reference of component locations when processing the annotation order. There are two options, designator and part. We will use the designator location. Within the Replace Subparts area, there is a drop-down to select whether to replace subparts as part of the annotation process. We will leave this off for this example. When using multi-part packages, the matching options lets us define how components will be matched and grouped together and the criteria used for determining valid groupings. This includes options for existing packages, component parameters, and a right-click menu to enable further options. Below this, we can define which specific schematic sheets to annotate, including the scope within each sheet, the sheet order, starting index for each sheet, and any suffixes we may want to include on the reference designators. The proposed change list region of the dialog lists all designators for the parts contained within the sheets selected for annotation. For each entry, details of the current and proposed designator values are included along with the component subpart and the source location of part. The padlock icons are used to denote locked columns to prevent designator and subpart changes. Along the bottom, there are several buttons. Reset All will reset all designators in the main list that are not locked. Selecting the drop-down will allow us to only reset duplicate designators. This is convenient as each component must have its own unique reference designator. Duplicates are not desired. The Back Annotate button will allow us to search for and select a file that we can back annotate the project to. Next, we will click the Update Changes List button. This will update the main proposed changes list with new calculated changes based on the defined annotation settings along the left side of the dialog. An information dialog will present details of how many changes were made since the previous state and how many changes were made since the original state. Click OK on the pop-up dialog that appears, telling us which changes have been made. A preview of the proposed designator values will be displayed within the proposed change list. The proposed changes need to be applied to the design. Press the Accept Changes, Create ECO button. Execute changes within the resulting engineering change order. All undesignated parts should now have a unique designator. Check or uncheck the checkbox for Only Show Errors to reduce the list of reported errors, if any. Press the Close button to close the completed ECO. Then press the Close button again to close the Annotate dialog. Review the schematics to confirm that they now have unique designators. In this video, we explored how to configure and annotate schematics within Altium Designer.